as a journalist. The moment I listened to his narration, I knew he was going to be killed. Yes. It was clear. If you understand how they operate, you could tell. But what happened? He was not protected. He was left on his own, and he got killed. The same thing with Sheikh Jafar. He was seriously talking about, and he had a lot of followers. These are the two people that were able to stop most of the northern youths from keying into the ideology. And I can tell you that there are indeed a lot of Islamic clerics who don't believe in this ideology, who have the capacity to change the narrative, but who are afraid of talking. And I think one of the #1 goals of the present administration is how to take these guys seriously and give them the protection that they need. Now, on the other issue that I said, which my boss was quick to interfere with, you see, this issue of amnesty, we are looking at it with a lot of emotions. I have lost very close friends to Boko Haram. I've lost my freedom to Boko Haram. I live in Maiduguri. So if there's one person who should be against amnesty for Boko Haram, I should be among them, because I'm a victim, directly or indirectly. But I've also come to realize that in 2012, when Maiduguri was completely unsafe, Boko Haram members were freely moving and living in Maiduguri, killing people almost on a daily basis. Virtually everybody in Maiduguri was looking for any way to stop the Boko Haram, whether amnesty or whatever. Everybody was desperate. But now that the governor was able to inspire the youth, support them, and then with the support of the military, Boko Haram has literally been chased. You don't see Boko Haram members freely moving. Like they were moving in the past, they would sit down in front of their houses and be cleaning their guns. People saw them and nobody dared them. That's what was happening in Maiduguri. Yes. Cleaning their guns on the streets. But you know, now that Maiduguri is safe, a lot of people, when you bring the issue of amnesty, they say, no, they should be fought. Anybody that you see that is against a political solution to this problem is because he's not exposed to being killed. That is the truth of the matter.
Okay, let me just, while you're still, you said something about those that should change the narrative.
Yeah.
Let me just bring this in. A quote credited to a religious leader up north who said that the foundation for the Boko Haram crisis in parts of the north was laid years back by leaders of the religion.
Well, these are misguided leaders of the religion. You might have had, the fact that you have had one religious cleric who is preaching something that is wrong doesn't mean others support it.
Who laid the foundation?
Yeah, we have had controversial clerics in all religions who come and preach certain things that the majority of the society does not, agree with. So I think that doesn't...
But when that happened, then their colleagues were there, but they didn't counter them.
Who said so? They did. That was why you still have people. Look, this leader of the Boko Haram, the late Mohammed Yusuf, late Jafar Mahmoud went as far as inviting him to a debate. Yeah. The tapes are there. The audio tapes are there. They had a debate with him, challenging the ideology.
Kamanyana, the support from government.
Many times they have done it. Many times these clerics have done it. Like I said, the most important thing is identifying these clerics as those who have a role to play, and then giving them the support to do it and giving them the protection. This is very important. Then the issue of this Boko Haram, you see, the truth of the matter is this. We now have an opportunity to break the chain of the Boko Haram. And if we don't take it, only God knows what happens.
Okay.
Excuse me, this is important that I make this point. Sorry to stop you. If you might have read that on 3rd July, some 16 members of the Boko Haram, on their own, decided that they were going to abandon their ideology. A lot of them, there were more people who wanted to leave the ideology, but these 16 summoned courage. The others said, look, if you abandon this ideology, these guys will kill us. So don't do it. They said, look, we are going to do it. We will face the consequences. Okay. Ordinarily, if there had been a policy to admit people like them, they would have come to Maiduguri. Because Maiduguri is safe. Boko Haram cannot go in a commando style like they go to other places. But you know what? They went to Miringa, a community in southern Borno within Biu local government area. Because they were from Dombua local government. Some residents of Dombua who were chased out of their local government were taking refuge in Miringa. So they felt they should go and reintegrate with them. When they went there, that very night that they went, Boko Haram leadership sent people to go and fish them out from one house, and they were able to get them. And when they got 16 of them, they took them out because they knew that if they had fired shots, soldiers, not from military, would have come. So they took them out and slaughtered 11 of them. Yes. And they went with 5. Now, ordinarily, we can celebrate. After all, there are also Boko Haram members who might have killed people. But look at what we have lost. Boko Haram has succeeded in instilling fear into others who would want to live like them. So what it means is that others cannot live because they have killed others. Then if these people had returned to the military, they would have no option than to give the military information against their leadership, because they know that the leadership will come after their lives, so it will be in their best interest to work with the military, to collaborate. So this is very, very fundamental.
There's something crucial, very crucial, and that's very important, because the sentiments are extremely sincere. And I think it's just a matter of semantics, really. I think we are all in agreement that there must be a backdoor open.
Political
Only
solution.
that it doesn't necessarily have to just be an amnesty program.
Yeah, it could be
a radicalization program.
Yeah, but the amnesty we are talking about, excuse me, is to give a window. I'm not interested. Look, there are
I think probably we should use the word never. I think we should probably use the word political solution.
Okay, yeah.
The truth of the matter is that, you see, an expert here, I'm happy we have experts here. Everywhere in the world, every government will say we would not negotiate with terrorists. Yes. But invariably they will always do so. Yeah. At times it's not direct, at times it's through NGOs, it's through United Nations. But you see, there's no insurgency that has been, resolved using purely, military option. The political, the social, the economic. And this is why I don't agree that the issue of socio-economic should be de-emphasized. Now, we have 60% poverty rate in Nigeria. In the Northeast, it is 87%. Now, school enrollment in the Northeast is the worst in the whole of the country. Now, why is it that Boko Haram is so attractive to the young people in the Northeast? Lack of jobs, lack of opportunities, very biting poverty.
So who bears the crux? Who bears the blame for the lack of jobs, lack of opportunities?
The government, of course. The government at every level.
At every level, yeah.
Local government level, state and federal. But it didn't start yesterday.
I don't want us to lose sight of something crucial here.
Yes.
See, from the professional point of view, we can tell you something. If you get down and get bogged into these details, losing the global approach. What we're trying to point out is there are many parts of the world where there's poverty.
Yes.
But what we find out is that in some parts of the world, when there's a counter-narrative, there's something the people believe in that prevents them from jumping into
we need to move forward.
You see, we believe that it's not a one-track approach. We believe we must use clinical. No, you see, we said the military must be used. The economy must be used. The de-radicalization must be used. Yeah. And the narrative must be used. And you see, importantly, also, is that we must hear others' stories about these issues. For too long, the government had been quiet. For too long, the government had been irresponsible, especially in protecting those who would have been alternative voices to Boko Haram.
Okay, at that moment, Mr. Komo was going to give solutions to ending the killing.
Immediate solutions. We're waiting for all the strategies to come together. How do we protect people from dying?
There is, there is something here which we missed. Like let me go back to 7/7 bomb or even 9/11 bomb in the United States. After 9/11 bomb, what happened? The president mounted a rostrum and said, never again will it happen in this country. And they got all kinds of security awareness programs in place. They got all kinds of programs. First, of course, the first option always is the military. The military moved out there, even protecting ordinary banks and airports and everything. So, but after a while, after 2 months or so, you pull those guys back because they are not supposed to be out there. Of course, we have what we call posse comitatus status. You don't want to use the military in policing your civilian populace. You never do that. There are all kinds of abuses that come along. Now, but the thing, to answer your question directly, Ms. Yomi, is that we need to set up a robust security awareness program in this country. That is why I gave you those 2 terms. I said strategic threat assessments and tactical threat assessments. You know, we need to set up a robust security awareness program in this country. I have said it, and I've said it, and I've said it. And who is in the best position to do that? It's not the president. The president has political problems to worry about. Why do you have an NSA? You have the Office of the National Security Advisor. And I've said to them very simply, I've even given them programs without being paid for my good stuff. But anyhow, I've said to them very simply, put in a national IED prevention initiative. That's the first thing anybody does when you are challenged with this kind of a threat. Because this is a threat that will not go away. He has said it. It's metastasizing. It's growing every day. We are talking about Northeast. Where have the previous, aside from yesterday's attack in Yobe, where